Hello, everybody, and welcome to Thermal Engineering Concepts and the Principle channel. In the previous episode, we have mentioned and described the heat transfer modes, and we give some introduction to those methods. In the present episode, I will introduce some applications in technology. Those applications could be summarized as power plants for electricity production, boilers where they are used to produce hot water or steam, furnaces in the industry, whether it was the heavy industry in metallurgical industry or the small ones used to produce bread. And finally, I will go through the cooling towers that are used to cool down water after it has been heated by extracting heat load from utilities. So let us go for explanations and descriptions of these equipment. Therefore, the objectives of this video are to describe some of heat transfer applications. Here we have the thermal power plants. Industrial furnaces are used in modern technology. Then we have the boiler technology, which is used in different sectors of industry. And finally, we will go through the cooling towers. Now, let us go back to the question raised in the previous video. That was, why do we need to study heat transfer? So, I will introduce some of these applications for heat transfer. Let us go for the first application, electricity production from power plants. And the power plants could be either steam power plant or gas power plant. And for steam power plant, the plant extract energy from the fuel, such as coal or oil, burned inside furnace, a part of the boiler, transfer energy to water that is converted to steam, and then the steam leaves the boiler, passes through a turbine to produce energy that could be transmitted to electricity. Another type of power plants is the geothermal power plant, in which uh, the plant is using the geothermal energy to produce steam, which passes through the turbines to produce electricity, such as this one, which was built to extract energy from underground, and the other figure on the right hand side is also a geothermal power plant, and that is regarded as uh, renewable energy and clean energy, which is cheap and is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. The other type of the power plant is the gas turbine power plant, which
uses natural gas, fire, burned out to get pressurized gas, passes through the turbine to get energy, and then transmitted to electricity. And the other one is the combined cycle power plant, which uses both natural gas, the gas turbine, and the steam turbine. And it is thought that the combined cycle power plant can produce 50% more load with the same amount of fuel when compared to the simple power plant. The second application of heat transfer in industry is in manufacturing steam and water boilers. These boilers use external energy from fuel, either is liquid or solid, and burn it, get the output energy, convert water to steam, and then I will get it at the exit side of the boiler to use it for heating or as a service fluid in utilities. We may get water as well instead of steam, depending on our application, and usually it's used for heating purposes. The right-hand side shows another boiler uses biofuel. Biofuel can be produced from plant, waste of cooking oil, vegetables, and many other natural types to produce a fuel that is used in the same manner as the other, uh, what you call it, boilers to produce hot water or steam. And these are well known in industrial applications. Gas boilers can be made in different shapes and geometries depending on the required object. And we have gas boilers where it has been used for water heating, and others are used for water heating in domestic uh, places, installations where another source of heat can be used. All of these types are used to generate steam or hot water for domestic and industrial applications. Here we have the third technological applications for heat transfer, which is given in this episode. It is the industrial furnaces. And the industrial furnaces are used widely in almost almost in all industrial applications, such as metallurgical industry, where metals are melted for casting or for manufacturing other technological part. And we may have a cast iron smelting furnace, which is used to melt the iron. We have another energy source, which is electro arc furnace for metallurgical plant. And we have also liquid metal from a sort of a furnace called a blast furnace, shown in this photo. And we may consider arc furnace, where it is used to remove the impurities of carbon in the metal, such as pig iron. And another type, which is the blast furnaces, are used for steel industry. Here you can see short video for the application of furnaces. As you see here, we have a furnace to produce metal liquid for industrial applications such as casting or in the steel factory. We have here another type of steel furnaces they used in steel making. And here we have the foundry furnace smelter, which um, metals to be used in other processes in the industrial applications. There is no time to talk about other types because there are many other types of furnaces used in melting of metals, copper, aluminium. They called crucible type. Also, we have the heat treatment furnaces, which are used in industry for treat metals such as aluminium or steel for hardening to be used for other industrial applications. Here we short video that shows a sort of uh, simple type of furnaces. It is called flame furnace, which is used in producing bread, pizzas, and many other food that can be used for our daily requirements. So the furnaces could be as simple as this one up to the more difficult design of these furnaces. The fourth application for heat transfer is cooling towers. And cooling towers are used wherever it is needed to cool down water. And usually cooling towers are used in chemical, petrochemical power plant, and the food industry. So these cooling towers can be classified into natural draft, where it depends on the circulation of air at this cooling tower due to the density difference. And we can see from these types steam just rising and leaving the structure of the cooling tower due to the evaporation of part of the water where it should be uh, replaced by a making up, we call it making up water, that could be compensated uh, as a result of the loss of this amount of water.
The second type of cooling towers is the forced draft cooling tower. And in this type of cooling towers, we need an external force, just like a fan or air blower, to force air pass through the cooling tower to be in touch with the water to accomplish the heat transfer process. There are many types or many categories of implementation in the industry. For example, the first one represents a cooling tower which is used in a chemical site. The second one shows the air conditioning process that needs this type of cooling towers, and this one is used in conjunction with the air cooling system of a building. And the last one on the right hand side is a cooling tower used to provide cold water at waste or sewage treatment plant and industry. So there are many other type of implementation and utilization of this cooling tower. And this could be uh, the most efficient one because in that sense you may cool down a huge amount of water in these types of cooling towers.
Here we have a short video for the movement of this the lump of steam which is rising from these cooling towers, and just to show how these cooling towers are used. And these cooling towers can be used in different categories, as we said. Even this type may be used in a nuclear power plant as well, where a huge amount of electricity and energy can be produced from these plants. They need also the cooling towers in cooling down utilities. So the object of cooling tower in general is to cool down water by giving the heat, or the heat is attracted by air before leaving the cooling tower and the utility.
The cooling process of water inside the cooling tower should not be misunderstood. The air extract sensible heat transfer count about 25% of the total cooling load required to cool down the water flow rate through the cooling tower, whereas the water evaporation accounts for 75% of the total cooling load. The evaporation load due to the latent heat of vaporization of a portion of water. Therefore, we need to compensate this amount of water if we want to keep steady state conditions for the operation of the cooling tower in conjunction with the utilities. Therefore, you may find the lump of steam rising and leaving the cooling tower because of the evaporation of this portion of water. If you missed the first part of heat transfer modes, you may find link for that part in the description of this video. Goodbye. As a closure for this video, we have introduced four of the industrial applications of heat transfer topic. We have mentioned thermal power plants for electricity productions, boilers, industrial furnaces, especially the melting type, and cooling towers were used to cool down water before supplying to the utilities. So, if you find the content of this video is useful to you, and others, uh, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with other interested uh, people in order to get the most advantage from this video and the purpose of the channel, because we say knowledge is the purpose. And thank you for having you on this channel. I hope to see you again, and goodbye.